Good morning. This is Natasha, founder of On Purpose Projects, bringing you another tip about how to create a high performance business website. A question we get asked a lot is about websites performance as it relates to speed. As many of us know, in the last few months, Google has changed their algorithm to show that websites that are optimized for speed have the potential to be ranked higher because they're more user friendly. So we've been getting a lot of questions, obviously, in the last few months about performance improvement and speed improvement and things like that. And we have a lot of websites that we work in my team and I, we were doing a lot of kind of corporate work, sort of higher end, custom, larger business size work. And in those types of clients, a lot of times there's a drive to make things fancy. You know, you want it to like look big and look like money, and that is fantastic. But one thing to consider, whether you're a big business or a small business, is the design, what you're requesting from a design standpoint. Always think it through in terms of performance. We like to say on our team, like, less is more, keep it simple. Because with performance, there's so many variables about whether a site will be fast or slow. You know, if you have a user who's on a really slow network in their house, the website could be slow. Their web host, you know, the server space, it could cause problems. There could be the website itself, how it was built. There's so many variables that affect performance. But the one thing that you can control, you may not always be able to control everything with your server. Obviously, you cannot control the network that someone is using to access your website. But what you can control as the client is how your website was built. So if you're, let's just say, we do a lot of redesign work. So we get requests all the time for, I want this and fancy and parallax and images and video headers and sliders and live chat and pop-ups and those things are all completely doable. We've had clients that do all of those things, but in most cases we'll try to talk them out of it and say the more requests the website has to handle, the slower it will become. So, you know, we have sites where they're so fancy and they have custom plugins and the client keeps adding things and making it more and more this and that. And we always warn them, okay, we can do this, but it's going to have a negative effect on performance. So as you're planning your website, thinking about your homepage, let's say specifically your homepage, things that can slow a website down are again, the more things you add for the website to do, the slower it can potentially become. So again, if you have, let's say, a homepage with a video header and then a pop-up and a live chat box and then parallax, like animation set up on the page, and you know, you have big images and tons of content, all those things are going to cause the site to load more slowly. So we like to really recommend keep it light, keep it simple, keep it clean. Minimize plugins as much as possible. If there's something that you absolutely need a plugin for, do it. If not, let's try to find a way to work around it. Make sure you're on a host, you know, that's going to give you, that's sort of positioned to help your site be faster. You know, you're not necessarily on a shared server per se. Thinking it through. But the biggest thing that we find is, yeah, sliders, video headers, tons of animation are all things that are going to make your site load slowly for desktop and for mobile. So when you're planning your design, think through, and I know this is your web designer's job to help you, but just so you know that your web designer needs to be thinking about, okay, I can design this, but someone's going to have to build this, and then someone's going to have to use this. So thinking it all the way through, less is more. Put less functionality requirement, less animation, less action, less movement from a technical standpoint on that homepage, and you'll notice your site will run a lot faster. Obviously, making sure the theme that you're using, the back end is clean. They'll do so much more, but yeah, do not choose fancy at the expense of performance. It's going to come get you at the end of the day, especially with the way that Google's changing. So if you are in the position of maybe making a new site or doing a redesign of your current site, I'm going to post a link below. That's about a course that I've created about, you know, the key to position your website for success. And success being the job is on time, on budget, low stress, great communication, everything organized, everybody on the same page, expectations managed. So there's a link below. It's a course I wrote. It is the best thing that you can do to make sure that this project, whether it's a site from scratch or a redesign, as I mentioned, just goes smoothly, and just, again, the project just feels and goes great. So anyhow, look forward to your comments and questions. Take care.